Determined, Kyle made his way toward the street where the woman had pointed, ready to confront the reality of his past and the ghosts that lingered in the shadows of his old neighborhood. As Kyle approached the block where Damien was said to hang out, a knot tightened in his stomach. He spotted Damien standing on the corner, engaged in conversation with two other junkies. The man he saw didn't look like the Damien he remembered. His face was gaunt, and his clothes hung loosely on his frame. The spark that once lit his eyes was now dimmed, replaced by the shadows of addiction. "Damien," Kyle called out, his voice carrying over the distance. Damien turned at the sound, his expression shifting from surprise to recognition. "Kyle? Is that really you?" He stepped forward, the surprise evident on his face as he pulled Kyle into an awkward embrace. "Yeah, it's me," Kyle replied, stepping back to take a look at him. "You don't look so good, man." "I've been through some stuff," Damien admitted, rubbing the back of his neck. "What about you? I thought you were gone for good." "I just got out of prison," Kyle said, feeling the heaviness of the moment settle around them. "I came looking for Aunt Virginia." Damien's expression darkened. "Oh, Kyle. I'm so sorry. She passed away 5 years ago." Kyle's heart sank again, the news hitting him like a punch to the gut. "I didn't know. What happened?" Damien hesitated, then sighed. "After your last visit, Virginia fell sick. It was quick, she didn't want to burden you with it. She told the doctors not to reach out to you. She was worried about how you'd take it, how it would affect you in prison. She really cared about you, man." Kyle felt a mix of sorrow and anger. "I wish she had told me. I would have wanted to know." I know, Damien said, looking down at the ground. "When she passed, I couldn't deal with it. I started using to numb the pain. At first, it felt like an escape, but then it turned into this trap. I tried to get help, but I keep getting pulled back into the streets. It's like there's no way out." Kyle paused, taking in Damien's words. He felt a deep sense of loss, not just for Aunt Virginia, but for the life that had slipped away from both of them. He walked over to sit on the curb, the weight of their shared history heavy in the air. "What are you going to do now?" Damien asked, his voice quieter. "Where will you go?" Kyle stared at the ground for a moment, trying to gather his thoughts. "I don't know, man. I was hoping to start over, maybe find a job, but without Aunt Virginia, I feel lost." Damien nodded, the understanding reflected in his weary eyes. "It's tough, but you're not alone. You can still make something of yourself, Kyle. Just don't let this place swallow you up like it did with me." Kyle looked up at Damien, seeing the remnants of the person he once knew beneath the layers of hardship. "I want to try. I really do. But I'll need to figure things out first." "Just take it one day at a time," Damien advised, a hint of sincerity breaking through the haze of his addiction. "You've got this." With that, they sat in silence, both men reflecting on the weight of loss and the uncertain road ahead. Kyle got up from the curb and extended his fist toward Damien, giving him a firm pound. "Take care of yourself, man," he said, trying to convey a sense of camaraderie despite the heaviness of their conversation. Damien looked at him, a furrow forming on his brow. "But seriously, where will you go? What's your plan?" Kyle hesitated for a moment, gauging his words carefully. "I have some things figured out. I think I'm going to reach out to my old gang." The moment the words left his mouth, Damien's expression shifted to anger. "Those motherfuckers are the reason you went to prison in the first place. You really think that's a good idea?" Kyle met Damien's gaze, feeling the tension rise between them. "What do you suggest then? I mean, if you have a better idea, I'm all ears." Damien opened his mouth to respond but paused, the frustration evident in his eyes. "I don't know, man. I don't want to see you get sucked back into that life. You're out now. You have a chance to start fresh. If you don't have any suggestions, Kyle replied, his voice steady, then that's what I'm doing. I need to check in with them. They might have some leads on work or something, anything to help me get back on my feet. Damien shook his head, his frustration palpable. Just think about it, Kyle. You really want to go back into that world? You could end up right back where you started. Kyle felt a mix of determination and uncertainty, but stood firm in his decision. I appreciate your concern, but this is what I need to do. I can't just sit around hoping for things to get better. With that, Kyle turned and started walking away, the weight of the conversation still heavy on his heart. Over his shoulder, he heard Damien's voice call out, "Just be sure this decision is really what you want, Kyle." Kyle threw him a peace sign without looking back, feeling the gravity of the moment sink in as he continued to walk down the street. The road ahead was uncertain, but he knew he had to take action. He couldn't let fear dictate his next steps. Moments later, Kyle arrived at the gang headquarters, his heart pounding in his chest. As he got closer to the building, a wave of anxiety washed over him. 5 years was a long time to be away, and he really didn't know what to expect upon his arrival. The familiar sights and sounds were now tinged with uncertainty, and he wondered if he still belonged. When he reached the front door, he took a deep breath and pushed it open. Immediately, he was met by a towering figure he didn't recognize. Del Monte Hall, known as the Torso for his imposing physique, stood there with a scowl that could curdle milk. The man exuded an air of anger, his body tense and ready for a confrontation. "Who the fuck are you?" Del Monte demanded, reaching toward his waist as if to pull something out. Kyle instinctively stepped back, adrenaline surging through him. "And who the fuck are you?" he shot back, matching Del Monte's aggression. The tension in the air thickened as the two men locked eyes, each sizing the other up. Del Monte's expression was one of suspicion and hostility. "You think you can just walk up in here like you own the place? What kind of bullshit is this?" "Listen, man, I'm not here to cause any trouble," Kyle replied, trying to keep his voice steady despite the rising stakes. "I'm just looking to reconnect with the crew." Just as Del Monte's hand moved to pull out a gun, a voice interrupted from behind. "Yo, Del Monte. Chill out, man." It was Whiteout, another gang member. He stepped forward, his casual demeanor contrasting sharply with Del Monte's aggression. "That's YG. He's one of us. Let him in." Del Monte hesitated, his expression darkening as he regarded Kyle one last time. "YG? I don't know him," he said, still on edge. "Trust me, he's one of the originals. He just got out," Whiteout urged, motioning for Kyle to come upstairs. "Everyone's been waiting to see him. He's family." Kyle felt a mix of relief and lingering apprehension as he stepped past Del Monte, who still looked skeptical but ultimately stepped aside. As Kyle walked into the building, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was stepping back into a world he had thought he'd left behind. He glanced back at Del Monte, who watched him with a critical eye, and felt a chill run down his spine. With a deep breath, Kyle moved forward, ready to face whatever awaited him inside, but the lingering gaze of Del Monte Hall remained etched in his mind as a reminder of the tension that still filled the air. As Kyle and Whiteout made their way toward the elevator, Kyle couldn't help but feel the weight of the moment pressing down on him. He turned to Whiteout, curiosity piqued. "Who is Del Monte anyway?" Whiteout glanced over, his expression serious. "Del Monte? He joined the gang about 4 years ago. Let me give you a quick rundown." He leaned in closer as they walked. "Del Monte is a very dangerous guy. He's moved up fast, like lightning. In that time, he's killed over 6 rival gang members. And I'm not talking about just shooting them. He leaves them behind with nothing but their torsos. That's how he got the name, the Torso. Kyle's stomach churned at the thought, and he felt a chill run down his spine. So, he's a cold-blooded killer? Yeah, you could say that. He's got no qualms about it, Whiteout replied, his tone more somber now. You need to be careful around him. How you meet Del Monte is how he'll view your relationship from here on out. If he thinks you're weak or a liability, you're done. Kyle mulled over this information, reflecting on their earlier encounter. The tension had been palpable, and he now understood just how precarious his position was. He felt the weight of Del Monte's gaze still lingering in his mind, the threat of his reputation hanging over him. As they approached the elevator, Kyle took a moment to size up Whiteout. He was a light-skinned guy, always sporting a clean look. Today, he wore a white New York baseball cap, a crisp white t-shirt, and white pants that stood out against the darker surroundings of the gang headquarters. Kyle noticed the distinct air of confidence about him, accentuated by the all-white 1911.45 caliber pistol he taught, complete with a pearl handle that gleamed under the fluorescent lights.
Whiteout. Let me try this rap shit out, my bro. Kyle said I need to start rapping, but I'm used to being undercover. I'm used to being an undercover brother. I put many brothers undercovers, no sympathy for their mothers. Now I'm hunting down their brothers while fucking their sisters. Pull, shoot, and swallow these bullets. Ain't hollow silencer on these guns. These shits ain't swallows. Kirk, you think it's a true cut partridge until your dead body is found. Floating over a bridge, inside an assassin, passing bodies to the cleaner, missing men and women. Tell me how you seen it. Tell me how you seen him. All they found was one Timon overboard, broken bones, and he's missing a limb. Silent assassin shooting above the rim. Let's try the second verse. The first